Yeah.
You could just start your topic. You want to go into also some of the like the whitewashing the hair and everything like that. You gonna say something about that too? Whatnot, since they coming out with the Little Mermaid thing, where they don't want the Little Mermaid to be. You see what I'm saying? And
so you think it should go with 9 to 24?
Yeah, stuff like that, and other things of whitewashing history. Because now you go on the Facebook, they got the Simpsons is all the the Jetsons all black. They got every cartoon all black now, and basically that's what the white man did 1,000 years. That's what black people doing now. Now all internet using their skills to make Honey I Shrunk the Kids black. You know what I'm saying?
White people.
No, black people was making. Like they getting Tar like the movie Tarzan, the cartoon.
Still learn some of that damn stuff.
Computer, man. They use the
computer. I gotta get more computer savvy right quick. You know what I'm saying? So I can start doing some stuff. You know? I'm old school. I'm in a paint type nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
And see.
Cut. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start it out with Psalms 12 and 8, and then I'm gonna go right to that scripture that you talked about.
Right.
We ain't on the line yet, are we?
On YouTube, you're online, but give me about 30 more seconds.
I was gonna say, this is some nasty.
That's why I get it for free.
No, he didn't give me some good shit before. He did, sometimes he throw a little something extra in there. Try this. Some of this shit be nasty as a motherfucker. Yeah, but some of them be real good though. Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like Forrest Gump said, like a box of chocolates. And shit, you know what I'm saying? But this shit right here is nasty as fuck. It's some strong ass shit though. God damn, strong and nasty as hell. Yeah, all this shit from Kentucky, because we got a lot of moonshine, 4th and 5th generation moonshiners down there.
Yeah, I say I put up about 2 years.
Okay, shit, I've been there majority of my motherfucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool, man, but I ain't, I had to come back.
Yeah, I mean, the way I feel about the bill, I mean, shit, it's where you spend the most time, man.
Yeah.
You're attached to it.
Yeah, that's all. There's some good brothers down there.
Right.
All right, you live on Facebook and YouTube now.
Live right now?
Yep, live right now. Perfect.
Shalom. We have the I.S.U.P.K coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, in the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Today's topic is the inglorious origins of Esau. Now, I know that everybody look at Esau so great just because his situation right now, because he's in rulership right now. Esau, meaning the white man. It's just because he's in ship right now, what people don't understand is everybody has their time in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Every nation has had their time in the sun. But see, here's the funny thing about it, because what they've done, they actually whitewashed all the history and everything and made you think that everybody that's ever ruled has been white or Asian. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what they'll have you to think.
Right.
They have you thinking, that the white people's on top and then Asians was always like second under them, and then that's that. And every other race is like, I don't know what happened with them. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what they're saying. Just because like China is like next to Esau, right next to Esau. You know what I'm saying? As far as with global domination and things like that. Because think about it, when you look at the top 10 nations of people on the face of the planet that are actually running things right now. Okay, well I'm going to say kingdoms rather. I'm going to put it down like that. You got America first, right? Then under America is Russia. Then under Russia is, can anybody, do you know, brother?
Or like China, Korea, something.
There you go. You said it. Go ahead. You said the first one you said was right.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, China, and which, well, I mean, Korea, you're
Yeah.
right about that too, because they are really the same. They are technically the same nation. So even though you didn't know it, hell, you were right on both of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because hell, they both Moab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's both Moab. Koreans ain't nothing but the bastard children of the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? But they're all still the same nation when it all boils down to it. Different, ethnicities, just like goddamn Spain and Portugal. You know what I'm saying? They're the same people. You know, even though they speak, that their dialect and language is a little different and all of that, but they're still the same people. Hell, Portugal's nothing but that little sliver of land right on the next of, the western side of Spain. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which shows that they're pretty much the same people. One said, hey, look, I don't want to be here anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting treated right because we come of bastard stock. So you're not treating us right, so we're going to go forth and we're going to start our own land. And now you have Portugal. Well, the same thing happened with Korea. Same thing. They said the same thing. Look, you Chinese are not treating us right. Just because we're the bastard children, you're not treating us right. Just because my mother and you know what I'm saying, and our father, you know what I'm saying, my mother was a concubine and your mother was a wife, you're not treating us right. So we're going to go forth and start our own land, start our own people.
Right.
And that's how that thing happens. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get from China to Korea. You know what I'm saying? And how you get from Vietnam to Laos. Things like that. That's how the thing starts to happen. That's how you get from Spain to Portugal, from Portugal and Spain to Catalan, which is also an offshoot of them also. You know what I'm saying? That's how that thing starts to happen.
Okay.
Right? All right. We're going to go to Psalms, chapter 12 and verse 8. And I would like it if you would read this for me, young man. Psalms chapter 12 and verse 8.
Psalms chapter 12, verse 8.
Read it loud and powerful like a Hebrew warrior.
On every side, the wicked proud.
No, read it slow.
On every side, the wicked proud.
Wait a minute. What kind of Bible you got?
You said Psalm?
What kind of Bible you got? Yes. Psalms chapter 12 and verse 8.
Okay.
Get you a real Bible.
That's Psalm. ESV.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, let's kick that thing out.
Good.
Yeah, that's good for something for the fire. You know what I'm saying?
This one KGV.
King
James.
King James. Okay. Sorry about that.
No sweat, warrior.
Get this. All right, we got Psalms. Said chapter 8, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest man are exalted.
The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted out of it. Or can you even start to break down what that's talking about? Think about it for a second. I'm gonna help you out. When the vilest men, the worst men on the face of the planet are exalted, it says the wicked walk on every side.
Yeah.
Process for a second.
Yeah.
And give me your answer concerning that.
But just coming into it, I think about a few things. I think about a verse when Satan told Job he was walking to and fro across the earth. So to me, if he's walking to and fro and wicked men are in power, then it empowers every other nations, like you said, I.S.U.P. and everybody else.
Okay, this is one of the things that we would like to do when it comes to things like this. The U.P.K. way is to bring it into something today that people can see.
Okay.
Because if we throw things way in the past, then a lot of times people can't see it, or if we throw it way in the future, people can't see it. That's what the Christian church do. That's why people inside the Christian church don't understand the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they never bring anything into the now.
Okay, well,
They
somebody
bring
like,
it way into the future or way into the past, so it gets lost in the timeline somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
like
into the abyss of time and space, like in the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So what about
we
Trump?
don't want to put things in the Twilight Zone. Let's put things right here to where people can see.
Okay, President Trump.
Right.
He just got in the office. He's been doing some crazy things.
There we
shut
go.
down the government. He's spending $3 million on fireworks, but yet these people not getting paid.
Right.
He's trying to tell people what he can and can't do.
Right. Right. And that's not counting the $2 million that they spend in Louisville just alone.
Right.
With Thunder on Louisville, that's $2 million right there.
Right.
Just in Louisville, only alone, it's $2 million worth of fireworks every year.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you said that extra $3 million. Where does that come from again?
Just for fireworks, Washington D.C.
Man, good night. Because imagine what they
$1 billion something to build a
man,
wall.
that's what we just mentioned. What, 2 cities?
Yeah.
That's $5 million between 2 cities, Cal.
Wait, say that last part, what do you mean?
Okay, he said $3 million in Washington D.C. for fireworks.
Yeah.
That's how much they spent?
Yes.
Yeah, this past
Damn.
Yeah,
because them fireworks are expensive when you're doing the ones that blow up in the sky.
right. Louisville every year is $2 million at least. That's the minimum. That's 2 years. That's $2 million at least. Just only in Louisville alone.
Yeah.
Between Louisville and D.C., that's $5 million.
Yes, sir.
So imagine now. Think about it. Imagine all the other major cities you got on. You know what I'm saying? Just in America alone.
New York.
Man, you starting to push
Close to 100 million, maybe even $1 billion.
$1 billion of fireworks every single year.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to that scripture.
Read it again.
Yes.
Psalms 12, verse 8.
All right.
The wicked walk on every side when the vilest man are exalted.
Do you know what the word vile means?
It's got to be the worst of the worst.
Yeah, you own to it.
You're vile.
Do you have your phone with you?
Yeah.
Let's look up the word vile and see what it actually means.
My connection's not good.
Oh, it's not.
There's a dictionary behind you, too. Behind you, Tarok. There's 2 dictionaries. You see them in red?
Okay, got the Webster right here.
You probably need to get a big one that's in the future, like a big one that's easy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I got you, though.
There's a big one right here. Hold on. The American Heritage Dictionary, right there. Give them that one. It's big, easy to find words and stuff. These little ones.
Should get vile. Okay.
I got something here. For time's sake, we're gonna run through this. The vile. Is it straight? Okay. Is it vile? It says foul, nasty, unpleasant, bad, disagreeable, horrid, horrible, dreadful, abominable, atrocious, offensive, obnoxious, odious, unsavory, repulsive, off-putting, repellent, revolting, repugnant, disgusting, distasteful, loathsome, hateful, nauseating, sickening, and then it's got more behind that, but hell, we don't need no more after all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Say the same thing.
Right. So what does it mean to be exalted, though?
To be raised up, to be ahead or over something. I guess.
Let's put it in today's term of what the stuff that we see. You mentioned Donald Trump. Let's put it in something that everybody can see.
So if you're vile, you're unpleasant, you're abominable.
Wait a minute. Let's put it in what people can see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Seats of government.
Exactly.
Seats of political power.
Exactly.
Power on different levels and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what is it? The principalities and powers in high places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What do these mean? Can you tell me?
I.S.U.P. is
Seats of governmental rule.
Yeah.
Who sits at the top of those? What race?
Presidents.
What race?
I.S.U.P. Edomites.
What race?
The Edomites.
What race?
White.
There you go. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the people that don't know who Esau and Edomite and all of that is, we speaking, you know what I'm saying? We speaking a strange tongue to them. We speaking Swahili.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's bring it in there where everybody can know it. The white man.
Okay.
Who is the devil according to the Bible. And that's what this class is also about too. The history of this thing right here and the history of his beginnings when he talk about, you know, of his humble beginnings, because everybody want to put it like he done ruled all of these thousands of years unchallenged in anything, and he just ruled and persevered and all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of the things that these so-called educated blacks trying to say when black people try and say something against the white man or try and belittle him in any kind of way, they say, well, fuck, he's been ruling, slightly pardon my French, he's been ruling for all of this time.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's what they try and say. You know, they try and say, well, he's been ruling, so we should follow what he's doing. Right? Sure. Well, there was a times that he did not rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sure.
There was a lot of times that when he did not rule.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not rule longer than the times that he actually ruled.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we need to process that information. Go ahead, give me that scripture again, Warden.
Psalms chapter 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest man or exalted.
Men. Say men.
Men.
Yeah, men are exalted.
Or exalted.
Right. Because if we say the vilest man, it looks like it's just one dude that's just doing all of this.
Yeah. Man.
He's an antichrist, run around doing magic tricks and all of that. That's what it makes these people to think. When we say the vilest men are exalted,
plural.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When those men are exalted,
they
are one nation of people that are on the top of every damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the way that we want to look at things. Our perspective is extremely important in the I.S.U.P.K.
Okay.
We emphasize on perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the many things that make us a cut above the rest.
Yeah.
All right. What we're going to do from here is we're going to couple it. We're going to hold that, what we just went through with that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 6.
Someone online had a statement.
Oh, okay.
He said, well, it's two statements. One said, what, this is religious program? I don't know if you meant a question or whatever. And then the second person said, so we really had black mermaids? LOL. Like an Israelite.
Okay.
A female Israelite.
There's no such thing as a mermaid. Well, should I have to explain this to thee? You know what I'm saying? That there's no such thing as a mermaid. I mean, come on, man. What is, you know, he said, so there was black mermaids.
Right.
There's no mermaids.
Right.
When the last time you seen a mermaid yourself? As a matter of fact, if you actually seen one, you'll probably be in a mental institution right now and not posting shit on Facebook.
Right.
A lot of it. Go ahead. What was his name?
Oh, I said right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I thought you was going
That's all
another
she said.
statement. He said, is that all you said?
That's all she said for now.
Oh, okay. So she said, was there black mermaids? Ha ha ha. And she was a Hispanic sister, right?
God.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Well, them Hispanic sisters, well, they love them some Blanco. You know what I'm saying? They love them some Blanco.
Yeah.
You know, Blanco is everything.
Yeah.
Blanco,
Yeah.
mucha bueno. They love them some Blanco. I ain't lying, man. I thought black people love white people.
Yeah.
Good night. You know what I'm saying? Them Hispanics, they love them on such a level. You know what I'm saying? We at least have a level to buck against them. You know what I'm saying? At
Yeah.
least, even in our, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why the truth is built through the Judite men. I mean, damn. I mean, makes sense, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, really, in reality though, they love them some Blanco. You know what I'm saying? They really do. You know, and the children, a lot of Hispanic sisters, I've got to be suspect over because they love them so damn much. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all, oh yeah, como va? It's all, you know what I'm saying? They all just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just free falling. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They all just free falling.
Right.
You know, they just own that. You know.
It's like,
But
take a
let me
call real quick, boy. Stand outside and go.
cut. But you know, one thing that I got to say, this is built on black men.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And those Hispanic men that are also black
yes, sir.
need to go ahead and identify themselves with that. And you silly sisters, you better follow behind your damn man unless you're gonna get with that Blanco. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know, your Mr. Beans and Rice. You know, you get with him and you're gonna be destroyed. And that's how it's gonna be.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? There's a flat line. You know what I'm saying? The line is drawn in the sand right now. You're on the brink of World War III. And there's Blanco getting his culo kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Who you gonna take his fury out on?
Yep.
He's already doing it now. Ain't he doing it now on the borders? Ain't he doing it with the wall?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He understands he's gonna take all of his anger out on you. And you know what? It's funny because within the last 5 or 6 years, I done seen more Hispanics join the military than I've ever seen in my whole life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're so scared. You know what I'm saying? They jumping in the military to run from ICE.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get their citizenship.
That's what we did to run from Jim Crow.
Yep.
We hopped in the military to run from Jim Crow. Man, that's a rough damn situation. So it seemed like if they were actually smart, then they would see what happened with us during the time of Jim Crow and how we lost that battle. And they would consider themselves from themselves, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then do not that, but join themselves with their Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian brothers, because that's the only time that we've ever had strength in this country.
Yep.
What they don't realize, the slavery's votes did not just consider of African Americans.
Right.
It didn't. We were networking together. We were networking like we had the damn internet.
Right.
Really though, people don't understand that history right there. We were networking. We were communicating with Gaspar Yanga and all of them, and Toussaint Louverture, you know what I'm saying? All of them, we were all networking together. And it caused such a major damn storm. You know what I'm saying? That's why one of the reasons why the slave revolts was so famous.
Right.
They had to change a lot of stuff because they like, man, if those dudes, and then you had the Benjamites fighting from out of the mountains and stuff like that, and the Gadites, you know what I'm saying? Benjamin and Gad and some badass dudes in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gad, with the Benjamites was slinging them stones, and the Gadites with them bows and arrows. They was turning the damn white man up. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing. People talk about, Gad with the bow and arrows, but they don't know about Benjamin with them damn sling stones. You know what I'm saying? The sling stone, both of them were like sniper weapons. You know what I'm saying? When it said that the Benjamites, they had 700 of them, they could sling stones within a hair breadth.
Yeah.
That means they could snipe you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They can hit that window that I'm looking at all the way over here, that little small window. They can hit it from a distance like this with a slingshot. You talk about some bad damn dudes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk though. And I believe that the Most High, even though we were all messed up and in sin and all of that, the Most High allowed us to get out on them so badly just to show them, look what they could do. That now, look what they're doing without me being with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Imagine what they could do when I'm with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what that was supposed to do was bring an occasion for the Edomites to be like, well, wait a minute, hold on. These are the Lord's people. Hold on. That was an occasion because the Most High always gives chances. He's fair. He's fair all the way around the board. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that was supposed to be an occasion to do. But of course, the Most High allowed them to go ahead and take us forward. That's when they had to bring in the diseases and all of that stuff. Because as far as in the battle, because we be talking about, white man, they got this weapon. He them up with inferior weapons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the Most High always rose up in the situations where we could do that. You know what I'm saying? We was turning them up with slave tools. Tools meant for slavery, which is also in the scripture too, because there was a time when they went to bring their mattocks and their axes and their pitchforks to have them sharpened. So that we can assemble ourselves for war, which is also in the book of Samuel too. You know what I'm saying? Think about that for a second. We talk about the white man's, technology, and like he's just such a, and what people don't understand, it's another component to that when it says, by the sword shall he live. You know what I'm saying? Talk about Esau, right? That sword also brings confusion. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the ways that they are able to whoop everybody.
Yeah.
It's by that type of confusion right there, causing confusion among the people that they're fighting against. That's why they always push sin. They push weed, prostitution, homosexuality, and some of the top stuff that they put inside of a nation right before they get ready to try and take the nation over, which causes what? Confusion. You know what I'm saying? If they can't get you to fall for that, then they're like, oh damn, we gotta try and think of something else now, or we gotta at least try and wait them out, or we gotta try and, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not trying to run in on you just like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to run in on you just like that, straight out like that. They gotta get you messed up first. Look what's going on 10th Street. Now imagine if 10th Street was full of brothers that wasn't on drugs.
Yeah.
Right? Brothers that wasn't on K2. Right? You know what? There wouldn't be no gentrification.
If I could, even more so, what if 10th Street was full of UPK brothers? UPK
Yes.
brothers? What if all these,
Yes.
all this 100,
like,
at least 100 on this, or just living on this street?
Right.
They wouldn't want to go nowhere near this damn street.
Right.
He wouldn't even drive down the street.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? White people don't want to drive past the school. Or walk past the school.
100 UPK brothers would be overkill. I was just using the smallest little thing, you know what I'm saying, as the example, just with the brothers being off drugs, only off drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of course they would still be, you know what I'm saying, it was still, but they would have much more force, you know what I'm saying? But you have 100 UPK brothers on this block, it's gonna change the game of everything. I was just going by just the least of things, but hell, Cap brought it there. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, a good amount of UPK brothers that live in one neighborhood is gonna make white people stay away from the neighborhood. More black people gonna move there.
Right.
So it'll change it. Like you said, that'll be overkill. That'll change the city to a black mecca.
Right, and these will be quality black people though.
Right.
What you mentioned right there, these will be quality black people instead of just quantity. You know what I'm saying? These will be quality because the quantity black people, the Christians, they're not gonna want to move here.
Exactly.
They're gonna want to move where white people's gonna move back, and white people are gonna be so mad because what we're doing right here. Those will be the guys you find hanging on trees and crosses. Those brothers right there with the button downs and all of that, the slacks and all of that, and and the suits. Those will be the guys you find hanging. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Those will be the guys that you find that don't want to move to 10th Street just because they're like, oh man, those niggas right They moved all the white people. They moved all the good white folk. I don't want to move that myself. I'm going to move around these white people. And those are going to be the dudes that they find hanged and burnt. You know what I'm saying? Those are going to be the dudes whose wives is going to be raped, their little daughters are going to be raped, their little sons are going to be raped and castrated and all of that stuff because they're going to get old school. When it comes down to it like that, if we segregate, the ones that don't want to be along with this, those are the guys that's going to get the old school treatment.
Yeah.
It's going to come right back. And then we're going to be crying, oh, things ain't never changed. Yeah, you goddamn right it didn't change. It's the same.
Right.
The white man was the devil yesterday, today, and forever. You know what I'm saying? Don't take a college degree to understand that, do it. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is a goddamn open eye. You know what I'm saying? But let's go back into let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 6.
2 Samuel chapter 23 verse 6. But the sons of Belial.
Right. Belial. It's messed up because they named Martin Lawrence that in House Party. That's pretty messed up right there. But anyway, go ahead with that.
But the sons of Belial shall be all of. Hold on. But the sons
read that powerful. Read it slow. Read it. Take it word for word, so everybody understands what's being said. Yeah, read it like this. But the son, if you have to read it like that, do it like that. Just to make sure everybody understands every
verse 6. But the sons of Belial shall be with all of them as thorns thrust away.
And all of them should be as thorns thrust away. That Belial is actually a god of lies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I looked up, like demonology and stuff like that, Belial himself was a god of lies, deceit, and lies that can speak real good and smooth, like pimps.
Yeah.
Pimps are the sons of Belial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Pimps, they're smooth talking. You know what I'm saying? They can get you to, believe stuff just off their words, stuff that you shouldn't be believing.
Right.
That's the sons of Belial. Okay. Go ahead. Now, what is the white man known for? He's known for speaking smooth words. And what did Christ say to the Pharisees? He said, "Ye are of your father, the devil."
Yes.
And the specific spirit that they were having upon them when they came towards Christ to try and catch him up in his words was the spirit of Belial.
Tiger cubs are adorable, and to pet them is natural. Until you learn that they are torn from their mother and physically.
But the sons of Belial shall be all of.
Read it loud, read it powerful, brother.
Louder.
Yes, we told you to.
All right. 2 Samuel chapter 23 verse 6. But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns thrust away.
As thorns thrust away. What happens with the thorns? Thorns you're stuck on the little branches and everything, and they get thrown into the fire, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen with World War III?
They're going to get thrust away.
They're into the fire.
Into the fire.
See what I'm saying? Put that picture in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we read the scriptures, we got to put the imagery with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is crucial in understanding this Bible. Go ahead.
Because they cannot be taken with hands.
Why can't they be taken with hands?
The thorns?
Not only that, with that, the thorns is a good thing too, because hell, whoever grabs hold of them gets pricked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
means blood shares from whoever beholds the white man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whoever beholds the white man, you know what I'm saying, he gets pricked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And blood comes from him.
Mm-hmm.
He will lose his children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He will lose his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He will lose his soul. He will lose himself.
Mm-hmm.
And we will lose his nation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the blood pouring out of him, and the life of all flesh is in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
All right. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
but the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron and a staff or a spear.
Okay, read it to where people can understand it. The Christian reading, that's one thing we gotta throw out. The Christian type of reading,
Yeah.
you have to throw that out because the scriptures have to come to life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, think about it. God's he's not the father of the dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's not the God of the dead, he's the God of the living. Let's bring these scriptures to life.
Right. So it says, but the man that shall touch them must be fenced with the iron and the staff of a spear.
Now, wait a minute. We're gonna stop right there because when you said because they cannot be taken with hands. You know why? Because they're unclean. You know why? Because they're the vilest people on the earth.
On the earth.
You know what I'm saying? So they cannot be taken with hands.
And if I could,
Yeah.
when you want to agree with him or say you want to say "con" out of one con. Con out of one con means basically "sir, yes, sir" in the Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? That's how we communicate. We use the Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? So when he say a heavy point, you like right. You can also say "con of one con."
Con of one con.
Con. Let me spell it for you.
Con of one con. Con of one con.
Yeah, you said it right. It's con Adawan, which is master teacher.
Con of one.
Con Adawan con. It's basically sir, yes, sir.
Con of one con. Con of one con. All right.
You go ahead. Take that over.
Cut. I'm gonna start with the second part of 6 because they cannot be taken with hands.
Right.
Right? Because we're not supposed to touch on any unclean thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the unclean people that are the distributors? I'm talking about when it comes down to the core of every evil and vile thing upon the face of the planet.
White man.
Yes. And even boiling it down even more than that Jewish man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he does still control the white man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why the white contingency groups and the militias, they hate the white man, they hate the Jewish man themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because they understand that because they want to be the top position. That's why they hate him. And he's so slick and crafty and disgusting and nasty and all of that he even puts them up under his subjection too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he's called the man of sin. You see what I'm saying? Then when they talk about the man of sin, that don't mean the man that just only do it the most. It means the man that profits from it. You know what I'm saying? He's the king of it. You're the king of anything. You profit off the king of off what it is that you're the king of, right? He's called the man of sin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You call a top dope dealer the man. What are you saying about it? You saying, man, this nigga, he profits off selling the dope.
Hey, doing thing.
You know what I'm saying? That pimp's the man. You know what I'm saying? He got 20 hoes.
Mm-hmm.
He profits and gets rich off all of them hoes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if the white man is the man of sin, you know what I'm saying? What does that say about him? He profits.
Yeah.
He gets rich. He gets powerful off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why we suck at being criminals. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why. Because we're not designed to be that. But let's go on. Let's go to verse 7.
2 Samuel.
Right.
23:7.
23:7.
But the man that shall touch them.
Take your time, warrior. Take it one word at a time.
One word at a time.
And give it powerful with each word.
Okay. But the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron and a staff of a spear.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It said, but the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron and the staff of a spear. Go back to Nazi Germany.
Okay.
Nazi Germany.
Okay.
Concentration camps of Nazi Germany.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now think about it. This is the prophet Samuel. This is long before the gun ever came out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? when you look at the footage from Nazi Germany and Auschwitz and all of that, right? What were they? When they fenced in with iron,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they were talking about a spear, and that spear symbolizes the rifles that the damn Nazi troops had when they were, encamped around the places where the damn Jewish man was at, because he is so goddamn vile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You see this stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Nazis did not want to touch the Jewish man. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew it was something about this goddamn dude. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was of the same nation as them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's something about this guy, this specific stock of us. Man, that is so not right.
Right.
Even more so than what is wrong with us. You know what I'm saying? Read that part again. Put the picture in your mind. You know what I'm saying? A movie should be going in the nigga's mind when the nigga read these scriptures. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Go ahead. Read that part again. Take it from the top of verse 7.
Says, but the man.
But say, but the man.
But the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron and the staff of the spirit.
Picture that Nazi soldier standing there with that goddamn rifle with that big ass bayonet standing up above it and everything, right?
Yep.
You see the movie?
Yeah, it's good.
You know what I'm saying? You see it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, and they shall be utterly burnt with fire in the same place.
What was happening there? The ovens of Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Incinerated.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Ain't that what happened?
Yeah.
What was Samuel prophesying of?
Like you said, concentration camp.
Right. And he said the vilest men. He wasn't talking about his own people.
Man. Yeah.
Who was he talking about?
The sons of Baal.
So do we think that all the stands of the white man was glorious? Well, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? This is what they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going.
Verse 8.
No, wait a minute. No, Salaki. We're going to stop it at that verse right there. We're going to stop it at that verse. Let's go on to something else. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into Job chapter 29. Hold all of these thoughts, what we just talked about. Let's go into Job chapter 29.
Job chapter 29.
Right.
Starting at what verse?
We're going to take this from the, let's see. We're going to take it from the first verse. Let me get a time check though too.
7:46.
Hey Cap, favorite Cap, put this phone on the charger.
Yeah.
This thing on 19% is ready to drunk. All the energy ready to drain out of this. Now we can ready to start getting some juicy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a good thing too. A lot of times when you come through to the classes, when we have our classes, people take notes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I've definitely been doing.
All right.
Yeah. That's
Hell, you're gonna be an officer one day, maybe, if Lord willing. You're gonna need these breakdowns, and you can be cutting the piss out of people with these.
Yeah, hit them with this.
You know what I'm saying? To where, you know what I'm saying, everything that they try and come up against you with is gonna be so feeble. You know what I'm saying? Because the history is important. People don't understand. This is a history book. This is a book of records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get any better than this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't get it because the Bible is the only book that talks about not only the great things that people did, the flaws, all of that. So you can't help but to think. If you're a logical minded thinking man, you be like, man, wait a minute, hold on. You know, this book not only talks about the great exploits and acts, but it even talks about the flaws of these men.
Pros and the cons.
This is some honest stuff right here.
Yeah.
This is honesty. This is all in honesty. You know what I'm saying? The great things that these men did, how they were, and even the ways that they messed up too, regardless of their stature, their rank, or anything. So you can't help but to think this got to be the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be. And that's one of the things that really turned me on to the Bible like that. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Which I always believe, always wanted to believe. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to have the, you know what I'm saying, the solid proof, because I was raised, you know, I always wanted to believe the Bible.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I just needed to know what I needed to know to where I can, you know what I'm saying, be able to, like, you know, be able to answer for what it is that I believe without me being stumped and, you know, and you know, and disarrayed and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Now you're getting all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now let's rip it from the first verse of chapter 29.
Job chapter 29. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said,
when you read, brother, don't never flatline the scriptures.
Yeah.
Never flatline the scriptures. Always make it to when you read, people are understanding what you're reading. You want people to know. You want people to be captivated in the way that you read.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be like, you know, here, oh Lord, you know, here, you know, our Lord is one Lord. You want to captivate when you read. You know what I'm saying? Never glance over nothing, because that's the way the Christian church teaches us to read. We got to break that program. You know what I'm saying? Read this like it's alive.
So I need to
take it. If you have to take it word for word, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of brothers, you know, get into this too. They want to become speed readers automatically, but that's not how it works. Take it word for word. You know what I'm saying? Just take it word for word, one word at a time.
Okay.
And then you'll develop that craft later on as you get to doing it more.
Right.
So go ahead, boy.
Chapter 29, verse 1. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, Oh, that I were as in months past, as in the days when God preserved me.
Now think about this for a second. And this is a cut to everybody, this chapter, because you're going to hear a lot of people trying to say that Job was an Edomite. Okay. This is going to be a cut to all of that too, also.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because Job's life here shows what the children of Israel went before when we was on top until we came down to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And these two chapters right here, 29 and 30.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. When his candle shined upon my head.
Now, what does that candle represent?
And
the light and the law.
Yeah, okay.
Now it said, when his candle shined upon my head. When the candle of the Lord shined upon the heads of the Israelites, what did that do? That put us to the top. Didn't it? And then what did Christ say? Anybody that take a candle and hide it up under a bush? Right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody takes a candle and hide it up under a bush. You want it to be seen by everybody to bring light. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, let's rock on more. I don't even think we got enough time to break down everything I want to break down today. But go ahead.
When his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walked through darkness.
With his light, I walked through darkness, because what did he have? He had the law in the world of darkness. Because hell, where was Job at? Job was in the goddamn land of Edom at the time. So of course he was in darkness. He was right outside laws. He was right outside Jerusalem, because Edom was actually on the east of Judah. You know what I'm saying? That's where Job was at.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. As I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle.
Ooh, what was the secrets of God? Those prophecies and mysteries.
Secrets.
Yes. The prophecies and mysteries. You know what I'm saying?
Mysteries.
All the mysteries of breaking down, you know what I'm saying? All the secrets of the Most High, the mysteries and everything being broke down, how man can, you know, in the UPK can break down Revelations real cold. You know what I'm saying? To break the whole book down when the other people ain't even trying to touch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Come on, let's rock some more.
Verse 5. When the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me, when I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil.
Oh man, what is this saying right here? Obviously, it's somebody that monopolized the oil, right? Who had the monopoly on oil? We had. Our nation had the monopoly on oil. And they said the rocks poured them out rivers of oil. This is not talking about the oil that comes from the olive tree. This is talking about another kind of oil.
Real oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody familiar with that kind of oil? Right?
Yeah.
Huh? What type of oil am I talking about?
The rocks poured out rivers of oil.
This is oil that comes from. Come on, man. We got cars. People got cars, right?
Yeah. The oil underneath.
Run machinery,
like
right? Don't people run machinery today?
Yeah.
So let's read that part again. Let's read it loud and powerful, brother. Read it like a soldier.
When I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil.
Where the rocks at?
On the ground?
Yeah. So if it said the rocks poured me out rivers of oil. Anybody remember the goddamn Beverly Hillbillies?
Yeah.
When he was shooting at the game and everything, and they had come on, you know what I'm saying? And then the little poured out the oil, you know, the crude oil come out.
Yeah.
So what is this saying? Who had a blessed land like that? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's keep going for time's sake. Hell, we're gonna run out, you know what I'm saying? We gotta go through stuff kind of fast. There's a lot of stuff I want to go through on this.
When I went out to the gates through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street, the young men saw me and hid themselves.
Oh, you see this?
And the age arose and
the young men hid themselves, right? This is how we were in times past. This is how we were. Let me tell you that this is how we were during the time of previous to King James. Look, we're getting a history lesson. We're getting a history lesson. Understand, this is the history class.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And this is my niche. Go ahead.
So when the young men hid themselves, it was because of his statue or his...
No, because he figured that a word of the Lord would come against him, just like the men got afraid when Samuel came up on the scene.
Okay.
When they said, "Is there peace? Is it peace?"
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is it peace? So now notice, Job lived in the land of Edom.
Okay.
He lived in the land of Uz, which was part of the land of Esau.
Okay.
He lived in, you know what I'm saying? You know how brothers want to move out to the white land and all of that?
Yeah, suburbs.
That's what Job was doing. That's why one of his friends was Eliphaz the Temanite.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was of the descendants of Teman. You know what I'm saying? That's why that was one of his friends. And the other, he had the one other friend who was also a heathen, but then he also had the young man, Elihu the Buzite, you know what I'm saying? That came, he was actually an Israelite himself. And that's the one that came and checked and corrected Job. Okay. But that's going a little bit ahead.
Yeah. But
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead more.
Okay. Verse 9. The princes refrained talking and laid their hands on their mouth.
Because they didn't have no wisdom. They had to shut the hell up.
They couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? They couldn't, you know, because this Negro was so powerful above them, right?
Okay.
You hell, during the Dark Age, didn't you have kings and princes and all of that? You still had royal blood and stuff like that, even though we were ruling. But when one of us came on the scene, what did they have to do? They had to shut their goddamn mouth.
Refrain from talking.
Because they couldn't say nothing.
Okay.
Just like a lot of times when we step out of there on them corners when we at camp.
Yeah.
A lot of high-level devils, what do? They don't want to say anything.
Right.
Those are the princes of this kingdom.
Right.
Those suit-wearing dudes, the Chipotle what Starbuck dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's in the high up in the offices, while we regular brothers, you know what I'm saying, scrounging just for a little job, but they gotta shut their mouth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta shut their mouth. They can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many high level devils that want to battle us. What do? They sit back and they listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they humble themselves to a degree. But let's keep going.
Verse 10. The nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard me, then it blessed me.
Right.
And when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him.
You see what the things that Job did? But here's the funny thing about it, though. We were doing the same stuff during the time of the Dark Ages in Europe.
Yeah.
We saw a poor white family, a poor heathen family that was being oppressed by another heathen family, and we rose up with our chest out to do something about that deal. The stuff that went down on Job is not like Job, because a lot of people think Job was, this man that was just so clean and so pure and all of that. The Lord called him perfect because he knew that Job was going to repent.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord called him perfect in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like all of this stuff come up on Job and Job never done nothing wrong. Of course he did things wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just like all men do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Job did certain things wrong and stuff like that, but he didn't see it.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Job did not see it. He did not see what he done wrong. He only looked at what he did right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's part of what happened to us also in the Dark Ages too, because we were doing these things too. We were delivering white people out of the hands of other tyrant white people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were so compassionate when it came to them.
Yeah.
We were so understanding. We were so merciful.
To this day.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if another band of white people wanted to come against it, they were stronger than that group of white people, we would rise up to help. And Job did the same thing. Well, for one thing, where was Job at? He was in the land of Uz, and there wasn't no niggas living in the land of Uz.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So who is he helping?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
White man.
Yeah.
Kind of one cop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like a king among them. You know what I'm saying? Job still loved his people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking any of that away from him. Job was a righteous man. But that little bit of love, just like in the class that I did like about a year and a half ago, that little bit of love costs a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Job could not see the error of his ways. That's the reason why that young man, Elihu the Buzite, had to come through and testify to Job of what he actually did, which is for a future class. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to start breaking down Job, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just scratching the surface with him right now.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he had to come on the scene and show Job everything. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else could find an answer. Hell, who can find an answer against a king, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Interesting.
His friends couldn't do it. You see what I'm saying? They're his friends. Elihu the Buzite, he come right out of the land of Judah, whom the Lord moved to go and show Job what it was to be a prophet to Job and show him, look, brother, you ain't been doing it right like what you say, like you've been thinking you've been doing.
Yeah.
You've been justifying yourself and not the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Well, so since you've been doing that, then I'm going to show you what you've been doing in the spirit of the Lord. I'm going to show you this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that man Elihu, and the stuff that Elihu said was cut. It cut Job deep, deep into the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So much so, and Job was so hardened in that area that he didn't even totally hear what Elihu said. the Lord had to come himself and show Job.
Yeah.
That's when you get the latter chapters of Job, and he cut him and he asked him, "Where was thou when I did this and when I did that?" Go ahead.
So when he pops up around with chapters,
That's the latter chapters when you get into the 40s, like 43 and stuff like that. But that's going a little bit ahead of ourselves, though.
yeah, I'm just
That's going a little bit ahead of ourselves. This might be something that I probably need to drop like next week too, because we don't even have enough time to even go through what I got right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to run through these things right quick.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead back with the 12 right quick. We're gonna have to run through this pretty nifty, though.
Chapter 12. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him.
Right.
The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me.
Right.
And I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy.
Yes, these are good things that Job did. And these are things that we did during the time of the Dark Ages.
Sounds beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? We did these things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then you got to think, who was his friends, though?
Right.
Job's friends were heathens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what started to fuck up a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when Job, they was all cool with Job because they was afraid of him. Mm-hmm. Just like Samson had his friends, who were Philistines, who sat there and ate at his table, and he put the riddles to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He put them riddles to him and shit like that, and what did they do? What did all of them do when Job started to go down? When Samson started to go down, of course none of them was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What does the same shit happen with Job? Because what happened with his friends? His friends started to accuse him.
Yeah. Cut out.
Same thing with us.
Mm-hmm.
When we were brought down after the Renaissance era, everyone accused us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? All of our friends. All of the people that we thought were friends, Britain and all of them, you know what I'm saying, who became cool with King James back during that time. You know what I'm saying? Well, semi became cool with him because he never trusted them. You know what I'm saying? But damn, when they high up on the slave markets too, in the time of our despair, in the time of our calamity, weren't they there? And not as an aid?
Kick rocks.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go more.
Verse 14. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me.
Right.
My judgment was as a robe and a diadem.
What the priests were wearing. It means Job was a priest in this land.
A diadem?
Yes, the diadem is what goes right on the middle of the mitra.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got on a mitra right now. The diadem will go right here in the middle.
Okay.
And it'll be a shiny stone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A very valuable stone. You know what I'm saying? That which pretty much represented your mind being with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's keep going.
Verse 15. I was eyes to the blind.
Eyes to the blind. Go ahead.
And feet was I to the lame.
Right. Go ahead.
I was a father to the poor. In the cause which I knew not, I searched out.
What? Oh, wait a minute. It said, let's stick with that part. The cause that I knew not, I searched out. Means what did he do? He listened to both parties.
Yeah.
He was a judge. That's what the judge have to do.
Okay.
A judge can't be biased.
Right.
If you're biased, then you pervert judgment. Right? And that's what happened with the Pharisees. That's the reason why the Pharisees the Lord ended up dethroning them and throwing them and making them vagabonds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You have to listen to both parties when it comes to judgment. You listen to him, you listen to this guy. And you weigh what they're saying in the balance according to the laws of the Most High. And Job done that. Right?
Okay.
And at one time, during the time of the Dark Ages, so. Okay, go ahead.
17. And I break the jaws of the wicked, and plucked the spoil out of his teeth.
Ooh, don't this sound familiar?
There, bad guy, right? That's a bad man right there.
King David,
Yeah,
when the lion ran up on the lamb and then bit the lamb, and King David took his sling stone and delivered broke the jaws of the wicked and plucked the spoil out of his teeth, which he delivered that lamb out of the mouth of the lion.
okay.
Right? So anybody running around saying Job ain't an Israelite, the spirit of him being an Israelite is all throughout his
All
book.
throughout.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And what he's this is one of the reasons why I like Job, because it's like this damn flash. It's almost like this portal of history.
Yeah.
And you can zing in all of these doors. You know what I'm saying? The book of Job is crazy. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, it's one of my favorite books in the Bible, which I never like to pick a favorite, you know what I'm saying, in the Bible. But damn, it is one of my favorite for these reasons, because it zings you through these portals. You know what I'm saying? These like portals of history, you know what I'm saying, and portals of prophecy and stuff like that. You know, it's like you get in one depth of a door, then you zing into another one. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it said, I'm gonna read this. And I break the jaws of the wicked and pluck the spoil out of his teeth. Means Job has something very in common with King David.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know what I'm saying, his compassion, his ability to be like, no, this ain't right. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna, you know, deliver the poor out of the mouth of him that's ready to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Which is the same deal if a brother sat there and stop a police from killing a brother, you know what I'm saying, who is like that lamb and in the jaws of a goddamn lion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And we should, and the U.P.K has that spirit right there. And that's another reason why I love this verse right here. We the only people that have that spirit. No one else has it. Captain Gabash.
Say it again.
This scripture right here that I was talking about.
Right.
No one else has this spirit. Verse 17 and 29, 29 and 17. And I break the jaws of the wicked and pluck the spoil out of his teeth. Remember the time of King David killed that lion and delivered the spoil, that lion, that sheep.
Yeah, the sheep from his mouth.
Well, I was making a mention that this has, you know, this lion, you know, this incident, Job had a whole lot in common with King David. Right. Concerning this, you know what I'm saying? And this is how we were during the time of the Dark Ages. When we ruled the Dark Ages, man, look, we were very compassionate people. You know what I'm saying? But what did we start to do? We started to sleep with white women and started to take on white friends and all of that stuff and started to make a covenant with them, in which the Lord told us not to do. That's what started to cause the beast to rise from the bottom of this pit. I hope I'm not going too deep. You know, I mean, if you take notes, we can revisit these things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's why it's important to, you know, to take notes and everything.
Yeah, this is all good information for me. That's what I need.
Now, when we go into verse 18 now, though, right? Now, we're going to see what Job said here. Just because he did 17, watch what Job said here. Read that loud and powerful word for word, brother.
Verse 18. Then I said, I shall die in my nest.
Wait a minute. He said I should die in my nest. Go ahead.
And I shall multiply my days.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What did he say? Because, you know, let me tell you what I see in verse 18. I see 3 eyes. You see that?
Then I said,
wait a minute. Hold on. Let me read it.
Yeah.
Then I said, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand. Job said he said that. But what did the Lord say to the rich man, though? When we go into the New Testament, he said to him, when the rich man sat back and he's like, you know, I done accumulated all of this and I done accumulated all of that. And then, you know, then the Lord said, thou fool, today thy life is required of thee. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Damn, so think about that for a second. You know what I'm saying? And Job is messing up here. It is what it is. He is. What is he doing? He's justifying himself based on his previous acts.
Okay.
And saying, surely. Huh? Go ahead.
So you saying he messed up because he kept saying I and not giving
He
it to the Most High?
Yes. That's
Saying,
what this whole thing is about. Yes.
That, instead of giving it to the Most
Because
High.
a lot of people sit there and think, and this is what messes a lot of people that don't know the truth up.
Yeah.
Because they see the life of Job and they say, man, the Lord persecuted Job and Job never done anything.
Yeah.
He never done anything.
Yeah.
So if Job, the Lord God did that to Job, then surely God don't love me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Job messed up too. The Lord is not giving this to nobody that never done nothing. The only person that he ever did that with was Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Christ is the only person he ever did that with. Christ was the only one that got things that he never deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Job deserved what he got. I'm just saying. And it's the Lord's mercy that brought him through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He
That
did.
makes sense.
A lot of people think they view this book like that because they don't read this book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, I've been studying this one book for years and never even read everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna lie, I've acquired some, you know what I'm saying, something in it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go on.
Verse 19. My root was spread out. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch.
Now think about it. It said his root was spread out upon the waters. You know what I'm saying? That's the blessing because for one thing, you know, his root being spread out upon the waters, when a tree falls inside of a river, and the sap that comes from the tree that goes out into the river, right?
Yeah.
It actually cleans the water and causes a blessing in the water, and that's what causes the fishes to be healthy that's in the stream. A lot of people don't understand that. Which means the people that were up under Job's, you know what I'm saying, teachings and guidance and everything, they grew.
Right.
That's how his friends got prosperous and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how his friends got wealthy. The Lord, you know, made them wealthy and everything just because of Job. You know what I'm saying? Only because of Job. Just like the white man and all the other nations got wealthy only because of us.
Yeah.
George Washington Carver, for instance, who came up with making the yams and everything to kill off the damn bug that was eating up the goddamn cotton crops, because this land was crippled. You know what I'm saying? It was crippled because of Northern America down in the South was based on cotton. You know what I'm saying? Which was sold to Britain at what, 48 cents a pound or something like that, which was nice, a piece of penny back then. You know what I'm saying? Nice piece of money. Now think about it. You got thousands of pounds of cotton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is starting to set the tone for the whole world's economy. You know what I'm saying? The whole world would have collapsed if it wasn't for George Washington Carver.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Let's read that part again.
My root was spread out by the waters.
Root was spread out by the water. This is why the Lord makes trees grow up and then fall inside the waters.
Yeah.
And you think about it, you got this big ass, powerful ass goddamn tree.
And it's sitting right there.
Yeah. How does it lean over? Yeah. How does it just fall inside the water? And the sap that's inside the tree melt outside of the tree and everything. It goes into the water and it causes a blessing to the fish and everything that lives inside that water. While you got the bottom stuff that clean the bottom and clean also. That's how you get your nice springs. You know what I'm saying? And why it's so clean and the water's so sweet. You see what I'm saying? I done went a little bit into depths on some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But,
That's what I needed.
Let's go further.
And the dew laid all night upon my branch. My
Right.
glory.
Go ahead.
My glory was fresh. My glory was fresh in me, and my bow was renewed in my hand.
The bow was renewed in his hand. What does this mean? The king, I was almost called King Joe, because damn near he was a king, but
yeah. So
when he said my bow was renewed, the bow is known for what? Fighting, weapon, warfare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he said that it was renewed, he was never weary. When he did have to go to war, because Job had to kick behind.
Okay.
Job had to go to war too. That's the reason why people were so afraid of him and never wanted to do anything. And that's another reason why the Lord set up the hedge around him, you know what I'm saying, for protection. And Satan was angry. He's like, man, can't nobody beat this dude. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know, that's why he always, when he was up, you know, before the Most High, he's like, yeah, I done came camp Job and everything, but I see you got that hedge of protection around him. Because what is he doing? He's going around looking for weaknesses.
Okay.
And he saw him, but he's like, man, why ain't the Lord let me, why ain't the Lord let me get in on him? You know what I'm saying? The Lord's like, no. But then the Lord brought him, you know what I'm saying, before him, because the Lord is a master chess player. He's like, ain't you consider my servant Job? The Lord already know. He done already considered him. You know what I'm saying? The Lord already know that. You know what I'm saying? And he just threw him a piece, just like what people do in chess and have a bait piece and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Throw him a piece. The dude think he done earned the piece and they got it. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, that piece was given to you by the chess master so he can tear your ass up. You know what I'm saying?
That'll work out.
Yeah, and that's how that thing was right there. You know what I'm saying? So because that's when it said his bow was renewed, he never got weary in war. You know what I'm saying?
So it's strength for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you have one war with Job, and then you'll have another people that decide, well, okay, this fought them. Okay. So now will be fresh in battle. Yeah. And we can come and go against him after he fights them. Even if he beats them, he'll still be weary, and we'll be able to come in and take everything. But what happened was the Lord empowered Job where he'd be able to beat their behinds. And when they try to come in and do that, either the Lord would destroy them, or the Lord will renew the bow of Job and he will destroy them too. So now when you got a group or you got an army that you got, people that's like that, you're like, oh, Shalak. Yeah. Let me back up. I'm going to have to back up off them. You know what I'm saying? Something, the Lord is with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he meant by saying his bow was renewed. You know what I'm saying? It was fresh. It never got weary and tired. Right. String never broke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He never got tired and everything. Like he had that youthful exuberance when he went out to fight. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go some more.
Verse 21. Until me, man gave ear and waited and kept silence at my counsel.
And these were men that did not want to do this.
Yeah.
They had no choice.
But they had to.
They had no choice, right? Yeah. They had to do this.
Okay.
But see, here's what we do, though. This is what Black, Hispanics, and Indians do. When another race needs us, eventually, as time goes on, we start to think they love us. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. We start to think this is love. Yeah. This is a mutual relationship. Yeah. This is a mutual friendship. When they never forget. Yeah. We'll forget. And we'll think this man is my friend. That's one of the reasons why Job was so goddamn hurt when they turned on him. When he was in his calamity. This is the reason why he was so hurt. That happens with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all the time. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Cut. All right, let's skip down and let's go to chapter 30 and verse 1.
Chapter 30, verse 1. But now they.
Let me read this right. I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. Oh man, what does this mean? It said they that are younger than I, right? You know why? Why does it say that? Now think about it. It's the deep mystery right here. When it says, but now they that are younger than I. Can you start that? I just want to see where you at.
But them that are younger than I.
Right. This is Job speaking.
Yeah.
It said them that are younger than I. Can you start it?
I don't know.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, because Israel is the Lord's firstborn.
Ooh. Okay.
So you have the firstborn son. What is everybody else?
Younger.
Yes.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's what Job's meaning here. Not saying that we were the first nation ever made or any of that. You know what I'm saying? What he's saying is they that are younger than I, because he is of the chosen and they're not. And he said, now they have me in derision. You know, I'm messed up now. You know what I'm saying? They got me all confused now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Whose fathers I would have disdained to have.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read. I'm gonna go ahead and take over, Warrior.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Whose fathers I would have disdained to have sat with the dogs of my flock. He said, now wait a minute, hold on. These dudes got me all confused, and before I would have disdained to even have them, even with whose fathers, who's greater than them, who I wouldn't even put them with the dogs of my flock, but now their children got me in derision. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, man, hold up, what the hell's going on now?
Right.
He's seeing a total shift in everything, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, hold up, dude. I was at the top, now I'm at the damn bottom.
Right.
Ain't that what we went through as a nation? Right? Job is prophesying about what's going on, what happened in the last days. Job and Revelations link up perfectly. That's what a lot of people don't understand. If you take away from Job, and remember when it says, if anybody take from the words of this prophecy, from him shall be taken his place out of the Lamb's book of life. So if you take Job out of the Old Testament, out of the Bible, what does that say about you?
Yeah.
Right? Because you ain't going to read Revelations without Job. You're not going to read Revelations without Isaiah. You're not going to read Revelations without Jeremiah. So anyone that tells you that the Old Testament, no, that's the Old Testament, well, you know what they're doing? According to the Bible, they're taking their way out of the Lamb's book of life. That's what they're doing. That's what the Bible says. It ain't me. I'm not saying that. That's what the Bible says. And let's read on more. Whose fathers I would have disdained to have sat with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me? He's like, how's these dudes ever going to profit me? Because for one thing, what do they produce on the earth? What does the white man ever produce on the earth?
Carnage.
Because they done got it flipped around. We think that we're the consumers and they're the producers. You know what I'm saying? You know they got right. That's what they think. They think that we're the consumers and they're the producers. They got it flipped around backwards. Actually, we are the producers. They're the consumers. You know what I'm saying? We think a consumer is you just run around the stores and buying stuff. That's not what consumerism is. Consumerism is when you have slaves. And whatever it is that they produce, you consume it to where they have nothing. And you take it for yourself. And you eat up everything. That's the reason why the Most High sent them locusts before the Egyptians, and the locusts ate up the crops. And what did he do with the locusts right after that? The Most High took those same damn locusts, which locusts are consumers, and drowned them in the sea, the same place that he would later on drown them goddamn Egyptians inside of. You see what I'm saying? He later on drowned them Egyptians inside the same sea that he drowned them locusts in. You know what I'm saying? Locusts are consumers. What did the Gadites call the white man when the white man got hurt? He called them the locust men because locusts consume.
Okay.
You know, and they produce nothing. They just come and eat. They can come and they consume and they produce absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why there was a prophecy when the Lord took them locusts, when the locusts ate up the crops and drowned them inside the sea, the same sea that he was going to drown the Egyptians inside of later on. That's why he did that. You know what I'm saying? That was a warning shot to them. And they didn't heed the warning, of course. So now he had to drown the goddamn people that were the locust people. Let's go to verse 3. For want and famine, they were. Wait a minute, hold on. I like this part right here. I wish I had that. I wish I had that book, that 13 Tribe, with me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to have that right now. But hell, we're gonna go into this. For want and famine, they were solitary by themselves. For want means lack, and famine, dark ages.
Okay.
Karuka. Fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Wait a minute, what was they doing in the Caucasus Mountains though? During the time where Rome and Greece and all of that stuff fell, they were in them mountains eating them juniper roots. They were, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. Even the rest of Esau cried after these people to try and take them out. You know what I'm saying? Because what were they doing? They were doing setting up conspiring movements all throughout Europe to take over the governmental systems and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Setting up on seats of you know, their politics and Congress and stuff like that. And they were catching those conspiracies then. Because see, they didn't have so much power as what they have today. Right. So they were able to run them out. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says to dwell in they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. What did they do to the Rothschilds when they sat there and took over the banking systems? When they were over in Europe, they called them demon people, and they went to they came with the goddamn tiki torches and everything to try and kill them, and they were able to escape. I'm just saying, this shit go deep. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. Wait a minute, hold on. It said under the bushes they brayed. Anybody know what it means to be brayed? To bray? It means you like under no, like that's what they're doing. That's what it means to bray. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That they, you know, the French taking the little snails, you know. Yeah. That's what it means to bray. You know what I'm saying? Under the nettles, they were gathered together. What were they doing? They were huddling in little groups and everything as what? Cavemen. Yeah. That's what this scripture is talking. That's what this verse. That's what this chapter is talking about right here. They were sitting there, you know, hunched over with all the body hair on them and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing little juniper roots and grabbing little bugs and eating them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? What's one of the top foods in France right now? Like snails. Yeah. Where do you think they was getting them snails from? Yeah. They were flipping over rocks and getting the little night crawlers and all that. You know what I'm saying? And what were they doing? They said under the bushes. They were up under bushes, flipping over rocks and all of that, and just grabbing like, you know, it's like Flintstones. You know what I'm saying? This is the inglorious past of the goddamn white man, and it's what messed up. It's like, you know, but in that movie, The Quest for Fire. Anybody ever saw that? They took it off YouTube. No, that Quest for Fire was a bad boy. Have anybody ever seen that? You ever seen that guy? Oh man, you ever seen the sister? Oh shit. But man, that movie, A Quest for Fire, is something else. Quest for Fire. A Quest for Fire. If you can find it. You know what I'm saying? Another movie to get is 1492, which would be a good movie also. Yes, 1492. It talks about, you know, the origins pretty much of Christopher Columbus when he was a young man trying to make it over here to this Western Hemisphere, you know, sitting in a cave with another old devil, you know what I'm saying, gauging how much distance it would take to make it from where they were at to the Americas, which goes right along with the history that's in Second Ezra. What was it, chapter 10, 13, I think it is? 13 to 10, was it too?
Good stuff.
You know, which is extremely powerful. 1492, Quest for Fire. You know, so they took it off of YouTube. They got mad behind that. Man, white people got horribly mad. I'm serious. They showed them, you know, that was the fall of Rome. And what they call the Dark Ages and everything. It wasn't like millions of years ago, no garbage like that. You know, it was only a few hundred years ago. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, think about it for a second. When in the early Americas, you're talking about 1900 and everything, which was, you know, about damn, you know, 100 or so years ago, they were still coming over with smallpox and, you know, stuff like that. So obviously, that whole Dark Age period wasn't too long before. You know what I'm saying? They still had polio and all types of weird stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? They were just still even coming out of the fall then. You know what I'm saying? I remember polio scares in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So obviously there wasn't no thousands upon thousands of years ago. No, it was not. It was just only hundreds of years ago. And less people started to die, and they built up immunity to it, and they had built up this immunity and all of that, this resilience to it and all of that. And when they brought it to the Gadites didn't have no resilience to that because the Gadites were actually a clean people. So, you know, and they wouldn't run around having sex with, you know what I'm saying, animals, you know what I'm saying, Native Indians and all that wouldn't run around doing abominable acts that they were doing. So when they ran across these diseases, it just wiped them the hell out. Because they weren't accustomed to that. Go ahead.
And that's what you call the Gadites? Or
yes, the Native Indians are the Gad, tribe of Gad.
Gad.
Right, right. The North American Indians, but then you have other Native Indians, you know what I'm saying? South Central, you know, North South Central, and, you know, North America, all of that area, you know, there's different tribes there. You know, like the Reuben will be the Seminoles, you know. And then when you go down to South America, you have Asher down there, you know what I'm saying? And you have, Naphtali. Go ahead.
Fred Champion said, "Aren't we the first nation if Adam is a Jew?"
Who does it mean by the we though? Is this a white dude or
Jews?
It says, "Aren't we the first nation if Adam is a Jew?"
Right.
Okay, one thing what he needs to understand is the term Jew in reality didn't even come around until heathen invasion of Jerusalem. That's why you don't see it in the Bible during the time before the Babylonian invasion. You never see you don't even see the term Jew. You know what I'm saying? You don't see it because Jew is the word that the heathens called us because they didn't differentiate between tribes for one thing. Anyway, Jew meant, you know, you was an inhabitant of Jerusalem. That's what it meant. You know what I'm saying? And that was a heathen name that they actually put up on us. For one thing, we never even called ourselves Jews. Right. Heathens called us that. The Babylonians and all of them, and they caught fire, and all of them, we were named by tribes. An Asherite was called an Asherite. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know, and if you want to bulk it into the whole, he was an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? One of the children of Jacob. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? With the term of Jews started to come confusion, and that's the reason why there's so many people that call themselves Jews and are not. But of the synagogue of Satan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Babylonians, that's why you don't see it before the book of Esther. You know what I'm saying? The term Jew was never around before that time.
That's where you get Jew stems from Judah, tribe of Judah.
Right.
They would start calling, they know Judah, they start calling us Jews.
Right. And they lumped us all in the same hole and called us all the tribe of Judah, which is not really a bad thing because the Bible says unto Judah shall the gathered of the people be. So I mean, shit, that's a sword that pretty much divides against themselves.
Right.
And that's the reason why so many Issacharite brothers inside the UPK can rock this here.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. You know what I'm saying? They can rock that shield real well because they're up under the rulership of the house of David. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which what does Scripture say? You can't do nothing against the truth before it. Come.
So you can't do nothing against the truth, only for it.
Right. Come. Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Support this truth. Support your brethren that's out here laboring in this truth, that's out here, you know what I'm saying, rocking it out, that's out there on them corners, that's out there, you know, trying to gather our people together, right? Up under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Support this thing, man. Attend the barbecues. We also have a Black Expo happening. The exact dates on that, sir?
Black Expo?
Come.
That's July 20th is the block party. So
July
not this
20th.
weekend, but next weekend.
July 20th is a block party. Come here, you in the Indianapolis area or surrounding areas or wherever you come from. Come on here during that time, July 20th. And with that being said, shalom. What time we got, Kel?
Yeah, you're going through the first. It's 8:40.
Amajum?
You want to read the security announcements?
Y'all need to stand or do anything? Or...
Yeah. Give me a
I'm
second.
sorry.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Announce holy convocation from sheet. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that being said, a majum, which means rise. Upon Hakidam, rise and face the east. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Balakwa. Taba'ah. Zaka. Hayah. Brother, you repeat after us.
Yeah.
Bashamayim. Nathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawafi now. Kasalak. Kabawafi now. Wala'ah. Tabaya now. Banasai 1. Abal. Awashai now. Mayan,
Mayan,
Rad,
Rod,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Wa'ala,
Wa'ala,
Wa'atapara,
Watapara,
Lawalayu,
Aralaga,
Aman.
Amon.
Our Father,
Our Father,
this is English, which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us of our debts
Give us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. If I could, one time check. What time is the bus coming? Is it coming at 8:50?
8:55.
8:55?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, what's 8:44? So I'll try to go ahead and wrap it up.
Come.
Let's do the salute. We have time.
Men of Israel, Sar, men of Israel. Turn this way, brother. Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakathon.
say Yahweh
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shah,
Yahushua,
Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Slaki, Atam, rather.
Atam. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Barak,
Yahweh Shah,
Barak, Barak,
Atam.
Atam.
Yazbatah, courtesy salute to the sisters. Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak,
Yahweh Shamar Al-Dab Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Say Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Samar,
Altah,
Atah,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shah.
Yahushua,
Yazbatah,
Yahushua.
dismiss.
So welcome to the bus stop.
Come.
You probably need to head out now. It's about 8:40 something.
Got that.
Get there at least a couple of minutes before then.
Yeah, I timed it out. Just wanted to thank y'all, man. I appreciate it, man. That was
It's people right here. It's 2-3 man.
Yeah.
2, 3 band. Yeah, that makes sense. But that was a beautiful picture, man.
No other word.
He said tomorrow, Brotherhood.
Yes, brotherhood
Yeah,
class
Wednesday.
tomorrow. Same class, same time, brother. Be from 7 to 9.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to make as many as I can, like I said,
Right.
My work schedule just got changed up. But man, this is something I needed, man. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just feels right. It feels
Yeah,
right.
it is right.
I mean, that's the only way I can say it, man. So
Right.
I'm talking everything up like it's fun right now. Everything.
Right.
I don't want to act like I know this and know that because I don't.
Dude, yeah, you're calling the back of your car.
I gotta take you home.
Why?
About that council. Oh.
You ain't got money on you. I'm trying to go to the grocery store, babe.
I ain't got no money.
Well, how much money do you have for that for?
I gotta